Hey, welcome to impromptu hitting it with HardWire. We're just testing out the chat to see if I could get it up on the screen and everything is working okay. I see a little bit of lag in my camera, which is going to drive me batshit. Are you seeing it? Or is it just me? Maybe it's my screen. It's a little crackly when I speak. I don't know. I'm trying to figure all this out. We are just on here hanging out and trying to figure this thing out. I don't have any filters on my audio. I took them off because the last stream I had, I noticed, like somebody said, my vocals were a little crackly. And I thought taking the crap off of the filters off of my audio might help. What's up, Carney and Evil Rick and sounds kind of cool. A little, I don't know what the hell's causing it. It's got to be something in OBS. Which I'm trying to remember what settings I used when I put the audio in here. Can you still hear a crackling? Nope, it's gone. Can you still hear me? Okay, well then it's because it's actually recording my audio twice. Can you see the lag in my voice and my mouth when I speak? That's driving me nuts. I can see it, but I don't know if you can see it. No, this isn't officially a HardWire hitting it with HardWire show. What we have here is an impromptu what's happening, just to test out. I got the chat working. I told you I would try to figure out how to get the little chatty things up, and it looks to be working. Now you watch. I do an actual show on Sunday, and it'll disappear. And I'll be like, oh shit, I had it. Now it's gone. What's up, Jason? How is everybody? I'm looking forward to watching the last Steelers game of the year tonight, probably. If the same Steelers show up tonight that showed up and played the Colts in the middle of the year, we'll be doing good. But if the Steelers team shows up tonight that typically plays down to every team they play, we're screwed. I don't know how they managed to do it. They managed to, if they play really good teams, some of them they can play up there with them. And then they play really crappy teams, they play down to them. And I don't know how they managed to do it. But if you don't care who wins tonight, tune in and root for the Steelers for me. Bring us some good juju. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to be up half the night, probably screaming at my television, waving my terrible towel. I got 2 of them, and I found so far this season that one of them works better for offense, one of them seems to work better for defense, and it brings better juju. I don't know. It's probably ridiculously stupid, but it seemed to have worked, so I'm going with it. It's just like people having their lucky shirt or something, I guess, right? Now I need to figure out how to remove this one that I don't want on here. I don't want any video capture devices with audio because I'm not using that for audio. Maybe if I just turn it all the way down. Turn it all the way down and leave it all the way down. I don't know. What did I do? I turned the volume all the way down on the video capture device. It seems like that was what was causing the crackling in my vocals. Because I'm not supposed to be capturing any audio from there. What's up, So Loud? How you doing, man? Thank you all for just kind of popping in on my impromptu stream where I wasn't expecting to do a stream. Now all I got to do is I'm going to have an impromptu stream in the middle of nowhere and hopefully find somebody that's not doing anything, because then I will send a link and see if I can figure out how to bring people into my stream, which it'll be a whole nother adventure. But I'm figuring these things out one at a time. We got the little chatty thing. The chat. This little it's over here. This little chatty window is pretty neat looking. There's all different kinds of them. Like you can set it to look different and disappear, and kind of you could animate it to come into the screen, and it's pretty cool. I don't want to do it right now because I have to go on another plugin. These things got tons of plugins, and that's how you do this shit. Oh, it should. Well, these evening shows are actually on days that most of us work, or when these are the best, really good times to have shows because people getting off work and sitting down to chill and they could watch a show. I just kind of picked Sunday when I went down and visited Mike and I decided to go ahead and start doing this. I decided to take Sunday because Mike had a show Monday through Friday and everybody else was doing shows, and I didn't want to interfere with anybody else's shows because that's not what I'm aiming for. I don't want to mess with anybody else. I will try maybe to do a few more shows during the week. I don't mind it really. I just don't want to interfere with anybody. I think Monday nights used to be Kickstands Down used to do a show on Monday nights, and I know Dr. Harley does his on Wednesday nights. Carney and them typically do something hanging with them guys in the evenings, and I don't want to interfere with anybody. That's not really what I'm all about. I tried to jump in a few times with Carney and them guys, and it's hard to get a word in. No, they got their regular crew that all get on there and start talking, and I felt like an unnecessary extra individual. Something like that. Well, you guys don't have anything you do on Monday nights? Did you notice anything different about the video? I didn't turn my other lights on, and it looks like I'm not as overexposed, and I might not use those anymore. I'm a little darker, but it seems like on the shows on Sundays when I do the shows, I'm almost too bright. I did move the camera back a little bit. Put on my get the makeup person, put on some lipstick. You know, the more I think about it, those of us that lived through the 90s, there was a lot of dudes dressing up like chicks back in the 90s. That was like a fucking thing, and nobody called them. But they weren't like trying to be women. They just like dressed like women. Does anybody else ever like think about that? That's like the more I was like looking back through old pictures, I'm like, ugh, yeah, that was kind of a thing back then. Like, you look at any of the rock stars, Poison, Guns N' Roses, back in the glam rock days. I have fairly decent lights down here. I have some, they look like fluorescent lights, but they're LED version. And I got a couple of them hanging directly above me. And the cameras are decent. If your cameras aren't that good, you usually need a extra light, helps the camera look better. But this doesn't seem to look too bad. I feel like I was a little too bright with the light on. Here, we'll turn this one on and we'll find out. If I can find a button. The button is here somewhere. There it is. Ah! Yeah, see, it kind of looks like it's blowing. It's too bright. I can turn it down. But I can't see to push the right button. It's probably on color temperature right now. I don't know. That doesn't seem to be too bad. Yeah, maybe we will. Well, you could see the shadow right here because my light is behind my monitor. And I need it to be higher, but that's all the higher it goes. That's why I was thinking about building like a 2x4 and stuff, and building a section up above my desk here where I can actually, instead of clipping everything on my desk, I can clip them to almost like a rack that goes across, and then I can lift things up a little higher as far as the lights go. Let me turn that off. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks better without the light. I think the light just kind of overexposes it. I mean, I could probably adjust my camera and fix it a little bit, but I think it looks better without it. So how is everybody this evening? Now that I got the chat up there, there's some other cool things I'm trying to figure out with this OBS. I'm trying to do too many things at one time. I'm trying to figure out DaVinci Resolve too, and I've been spending a bunch of time working on editing a new intro. Did anybody check out the new song I put on my YouTube? I went through a bunch of iterations of that song too. I go through thousands upon thousands. And you'd be surprised, there's several songs that I gave up on that I thought were really good, but I couldn't get them to quite come out right. And I just kind of quit. And then that's like the patch and the price. I come back to it after I'd let it go for quite a while because I got frustrated with it. The new song I put out was just Old Rusty Steel, and I just wanted to put out write a song about kind of getting old. And that's what I come out with. That's what I come up with, and I thought the lyrics were pretty good. I thought it turned out pretty good. I don't know what anybody else thought of it if you didn't see it. The Steelers game is going to be coming on here for long, so I'm not going to be able to stick around too awful long. Oh man. Let's see. See if I can get this to come on here. If I can click on the right buttons. Oh man, I accidentally rearranged some stuff. That's why I can't see it. Oh no, I don't want it on top of my head. Why is it oh man. Oh, I understand. I grouped these into a group and I put it over top of. Damn it. How do I. Can I put a group inside of a group? No, you may not. Can I dissolve the group? One group. Uh-oh. There we go. Whoopsie. Uh-oh. It ain't wanting to let me do that. Oh, there we go.
Whole body's grunting and the engine's running slow. Rough starts a burden that I have come to know. Mornings I wake up with rattles in my soul, watching as the heavy years take their toll. Coffee black is all this house is feeling cold. Mirror show the stranger looking tired and old.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Earn every gray hair and wrinkle in my skin. A roadmap of every place I ever been. The silence in my mind is getting way too loud. Another shadow beard somewhere in a crowd. Yeah, I'm just so rusted steel, heart and heart of iron that's forgotten how to feel. Burdens heavy like a log in chains. Got dirty old pumping in these veins. Lost my edge just a gear with a broken tooth. Looking for meaning training in my views. A legacy that time can't erase. Watching my days disappear from this place. Yeah, you're so rusty steel. Scars are many and so are these pains. Keep chasing dreams, not making any gains. Shine is gone from everything I do. Miss the laughter and friends I once knew. Heading to work every morning just to pay that cost. Rather peace and fine, just feeling tired and lost. Iron's fitting and the rust is ducking deep. There's still time before I hit that old scrap heap. There's wonders in this world I may never see, but I'm just old rusty steel, what's left for me? Left that model man, he moved way too slow, way too slow. Thought I was different, I had 1,000 miles to go. Laughed at his voice and turned away my head. Living every bit of word that old prick said. Iron is cold and it cuts like a blade. Be for every dumb mistake I ever made.
I reserve the most of the country music for me to sing.
Got dirty oil popping in these veins. Lost my urge just a gear with a broken tooth. Looking for me and turning in my youth. The legacy that time can't erase. Watching my days disappear from this place. Yeah, just so rusty still. Just so rusty still. Time I lost on my pretty pen. Again, the Lord, I sure ain't no saint. Plus, bites stick to shine is long since gone. But this old piece of rusty steel, hey, haven't lost a fight, gon' take that bet. Ain't ready for the old Joe yet. But Weight's heavy and the burden is real. Yeah, I am just a
Rusty steel.
just a rusty steel.
It's catchy. Listen to it a few times, it'll stick with you. That's a sign of a might as well listen to that one too, right? For those of you that don't know, this is just a stream for me to. I was figuring out how to get the chat going on.
Seeing my family or seeing myself. I am always riding, always paying.
What's up, Evil Rick and Gary?
I'm always riding, always paying. It's the patch and the price. So know I'm saying?
No, I'm saying.
Sun in my eyes, road stretched
Stretched
ahead.
ahead.
Mind clear and open,
No words need said.
Engine's heartbeat, a rumble
Rumble
so
so
deep. Secrets only the asphalt can keep. Wind in my beard, a mean mug on my face. The crew riding with me all in their place.
I've never heard of them. I'll have to check them out.
Brothers riding with me like a roaring parade. They see the tough exterior, the patch on my vest, blind on my confliction, the heavy weight of the diamond on my chest. My life a strange blend, two worlds I embrace. The club's pounding pulse and a sweet gentle face. This ain't about a choice, it's just how to survive. Both of these loyalties are what keeps me alive. Love my brothers, true to our roots. The 1%, a life of constant disputes and endless pursuits. Hate the wars and politics, fights over power and blame. Just roaring palms, riding out a pointless game. My heart yearns for home, so far from side, but the highway keeps calling day and night. Love this life, the freedom, the sound, but it's the passion, the price when the wheels spin around. We've lost too many, but the ghosts always ride along. They say this life leads to death or prison. Lord, I hope they're wrong. The clubhouse, the whispers of smoke, same old tight power plays, bitter old jokes. These meaningless battles that always arise bring nightmares in my family's eyes. Every mile given is time quickly lost. The dead is mine. Why should my family pay the cost? I try to hold both roads intact for my sanity's sake, but this constant tug of war makes me feel like I could break. It's ripping me apart, it's crushing my soul. Neither life makes me one, only both make me whole. No choosing a single path, just endless tries to keep two words I love from turning into one I despise. Love my brothers, true to our roots. The 1%, a life of constant disputes and endless pursuits. Hate the wars and politics, fights over power and blame. Just roaring palms, riding down a pointless game. My heart yearns for home, so far from side, but the highway keeps calling day and night. Love this life, the freedom, the sound, but it's the patch and the price when the wheels spin around.
That's not me singing. I mainly sing country.
Brothers, true to our roots.
It lends itself to being a little easier.
Hate the wars and politics, fights over power and blame. Just roaring palms, riding down a pointless game. My heart yearns for home, so far from side, but the highway keeps calling day and night. give. The price I give.
What's up, dog?
I'm always riding. Always paying.
I like that one too. There's quite a few songs on my Facebook that I've done. If you haven't had a chance, stop and check them out. They're fun songs, I guess. The one song that I did that I had written now I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. Anyway, there's one of the ones that I redid. This one. Any other way to feel, I redid. I redid the Any Other Way to Feel and almost completely changed, shortened it, made the words a little less wordy, and I have not released the remade version yet, which I will do eventually. And if you haven't heard that one either, I wrote that for my wife. That's Peaches in the chat. I made that for her. I'll play it because it'll make her happy that I played it. Let me start it over. Shit. What's up, Mountain Woman? S&S? We're just fucking around.
A biker woman and a biker man. Engine rumble in my chest, leather's worn and true as we roll through life on twos. Struggle ain't nothing new. These winding roads felt so lonely. A weary journey now foretold. Never dreamed our destiny would begin to unfold. Our rides were shackled, a path we couldn't take. Our true devotion for now we need to forsake. Two directions, paths we couldn't share. We couldn't tell what we were missing, betraying honor we wouldn't dare. Each day passed slow, couldn't lose true love to fears.
So we found a lane and hit the gears. I was riding solo, now the stars began to align. As the years and open miles, a message came, a U-turn sign. Felt like fate was calling out this time. You're mine. Light it up, watch it soar. Rev it up, hear the roar. In this life watch it soar, rev it up, hear the roar.
In this life we ride until it's done. Riding together now under the stars. Our life on two wheels, not in cars. Love burning hot side by side. Heart to heart, forever we will ride. Burning holes in the night. Standing strong together we fight.
Yeah, we already listened to that one. At any rate, I wrote that for my old lady. And she enjoyed it. And it was fun to write it. It took a while for me to get it the way I wanted it. Sometimes it does. It just, if you're, I don't know, if you pay attention to a lot of people, the way you could really tell a lot of people when they do stuff and they let AI write the words for them, it just doesn't sound right. But you can collaborate with AI to get ideas and then rewrite it yourself. And as the song, as you play it a few times, and if you got an ear for it, you listen, and you're like, "That just doesn't sound right," and you go back and rewrite it. And I can't even count how many iterations of some of these songs I went through, and I went, "That just doesn't quite sound right." So I rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it, and then trying to get AI to make the song the way you want it is a challenge unto itself. No matter what you do, sometimes the AI tries to kind of go its own way, and you really have to try really hard to steer it the way you want it. And sometimes some of these songs are a lot of work, but it's fun nonetheless. I do enjoy it. I just wish it was a little easier to steer AI in the direction you wanted. Sometimes it's not. I have downloaded, since I've got this new setup, I downloaded some AI that lives on your computer, so you don't have the restrictions that online AI has, and you can generate as many times as you want. You could tell it to do things you can't tell it to do online. There's no censorship. A couple of the songs are entirely wrote by me. A couple of songs, AI started writing it, and I went, "No, we got to rewrite this part. No, you're way off." And then some of it, I had it help me a little here and there, and it was kind of, it can be a long process. You go through and say, "Okay, well, let's work on the first verse," and then it'll come up and it'll show the first verse, and you tell it, "Okay, here's what I want for the second line," or "I really want to say this. What can we put that'll rhyme with that?" And then it'll spit something out, and you go, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea, but I want to say it a little bit different than that, but I like your rhyme," and you could put that in there, and you could go back and forth. It can assist you, but if you don't really have good sense for writing songs, it won't come out quite right. The AI, as far as the songs go, it's really nice. If, like, I used to write songs when I was younger, I could take some of my songs I wrote when I was younger and put them in, and it'll just write a song. If you have an idea the way you want the song, you can try to steer it a certain way. Like lately, I've got this thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a temporary, like a fad for me. But I got this thing where I'm really into the kind of bluesy metal sound, where it's a bit of a mixture of blues and metal. I've been into that, and it's just I don't know if it's a phase, but that's kind of what I've been liking a lot lately, and trying to make a lot of things sound like that. I wrote Carney a song for his show. That was a mixture between me and AI, and I wanted it to sound a certain way, and I went through quite a few iterations of that too to get it the way I wanted it. Not as many as some of the ones I wrote, because I wasn't quite as picky of particularly how I wanted it to be. But I will tell you, AI as a tool is great. If you use it to do everything, most people can spot it a mile away. Still, I mean, it can still write some fairly good tunes, but I'm glad, like Mangrove there, he stopped over from Gen X Thinks. If you get a chance to stop in there and see them guys. Look it up. I still can't remember dude's name. I know he's in Florida. The dude that does that show. And I will say, his live streams are very similar to mine. We're just bullshitting. The people over there, I don't know, some of them don't really interact with anybody. Most of us, we kind of talk back and forth to each other. Oh, Jesse's his name? Cool. I got a little brother named Jesse, so that should be pretty easy to remember now that I know it. It's a learning, I don't know, I want to say a learning curve. Getting it right's a learning curve. Getting on there and doing it's not that hard. It's not very hard to make something, but to get on there and get it to do what you want it to do is a whole nother story. If you're just happy putting some lyrics in and telling it, make it a slow country song, then it'll do that. Most of the things that I write, when you write it, you kind of have a pretty good idea of what you want it to sound like when you write it. And at least for me, I think most people that write anything have that. They have an idea in their head when they're writing it, kind of how they want it to go. And that's what I struggle with, because if I just wanted it to like make a song, I would have had a whole bunch of songs, and it wouldn't be like that. Yeah, he does. Well, that's the one thing about he does so many live streams. It becomes a chore to not regurgitate the same material and talk about the same things over and over and over again. And that's nobody's fault. It's just, it becomes hard not to do. And that's why I want to get back to coming up with just a theme every week, something we can talk about. Whether or not we ever end up actually talking about it is another story altogether, but I used to do that. Come up with something every week we'd kind of talk about. And here lately it's just been me yammering on and on and on and yip-yapping and talking a little bit about what's going on in my life and chit-chatting with you guys and what's going on a little bit in the world. And I do want to get eventually back to having something specifically to talk about, or try to, and planning it out a little bit. I just, I'm not very good at that. Admittingly, I always want to come up with something, but and usually I'll think of something during the week. I'll be like, oh, I got something great I want to talk about this weekend. That'll be great. And by the time Sunday rolls around, I forgot what the hell I wanted to talk about. I'd be like, oh, dude, I don't remember what I wanted to talk about now. And then I'll come down here and go, well, I guess it's just, I'll just yammer on and hope something pops in my head. The funny thing is, the funny thing? Most people that meet me think I'm kind of quiet and I don't talk very much. It's because don't really talk to people I don't know very well. And it's easy on here because I just talk like I'm talking to one of my friends here. I don't think of it that way. When I meet people, I'm really leery of whether this person is trustworthy, what kind of things I can say to them and not have them get all butt hurt. Anybody that I'm around a lot knows that I talk a lot and I joke around a lot. Most things, like I've actually gotten into fights because people that meet me at first don't know how to take me sometimes. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I like to mess with people and joke around a lot, and that's my personality. That's just me. And some people will get like downright mad about it. So I've learned to try to dial myself back a little bit around people that I don't know very well, because I'm getting old and I don't like to fight as much as I once did. It hurts. And if I got into fights all the time, I used to be the biggest guy in the room, and I don't know how many people in the chat are bigger guys. If you're a bigger guy, for some reason, people in bars will want to pick out the biggest guy in the room, and as they drink more before the end of the night, they will want to pick a fight with you. Just because they think they're going to prove something. And it used to happen to me a lot. All right, I got to get upstairs and get ready for the Steelers game. Thank you guys for joining me. It was a kind of an impromptu thing. I really wasn't really planning on. This was a show to try to get the chat thing up on the screen and see if I can figure it out. And it seems to be working. But the thing is if I didn't try, I don't have a chat, then nothing will come up. I can't experiment and try to get it to work if I don't start a stream and get somebody to say something. So I figured, hell with it. I'll just have another one of these impromptu streams, just kind of off the cuff without warning. Nobody seems to mind. Surprise! All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later. Love you and God bless.